In my honest opinion, and just in my observation, the only reason why black women is voting for Kamala Harris, it's not because she's a woman. It's not because of that. It's mainly because Kamala Harris is black women's revenge on black men.
Considered the greatest spitting. I tell them I'm Christ-like, they envision modern Christian. Tell them I'm nothing like check conditions of how I'm living. I preach Christ, we ain't fake delivering. Listen, Candy man, soon as it's not about how much Bible chapter and verse you know, it's about how much Bible you willing to obey.
Nah, seriously. Think this through. Let's think it through right here. Let us all, use our brains for a second. There is no reason on God's green earth anybody should be voting for Kamala Harris if you're black. There is no reason why. Now, the only thing that I'm hearing a lot of people saying, oh, well, a lot of the black women, oh, she's black. Listen, y'all can beat me with that. She's not black. She's not FBA as, Tariq Nasheed and a lot of other people. She's not ADOs. Kamala Harris does not have a good reputation when it comes to representing black people. Y'all saw the whole interview when she was talking about she's not getting black people no reparations, and they went on and gave people on the rainbow, they gave Jewish folk, they gave everybody else, something for their culture, but she don't do nothing particularly to the black people. But the real reason why I believe a lot of women are voting for her is not because she's a woman. It's mainly because Kamala Harris is black women's revenge on black men.
What do you mean by that?
Because we know lately the black man and woman, fighting over relationship issues is all over the place, all over TikTok. Everybody's fighting over relationship issues. The black man is this and the black woman is that. Y'all see all the infighting that's going on in the black community. Now, did y'all notice all the black women who's voting for Kamala Harris is the ones who have some of the most egregious things to say about black men? Am I the only one that noticed that? If you go through a lot of the women that's supporting Kamala Harris and they trying to get everybody else, they are the ones who's Miss Independent, highly educated, pretty much, the ones that you can't tell nothing. Now, listen, this is no shot to the sisters who's educated and got to do what they got to do. They Miss Independent, they got to take it. I get it. But there's a particular look in a particular style of women who's perpetuating this Kamala Harris support train. Now, we seen a couple days ago, she done raised all that money. I find it amazing, right? They raised all this money for Kamala Harris to run a campaign, but you can't raise no money to do nothing productive in the black community.
Ain't that right? He ain't lying.
That's crazy. You can't get black people to do nothing. You can't get but they raised up all that money for Kamala. But anyway, we all know Kamala Harris' history with dealing with black men. You know what I mean? We know it. She used to throw black men under the jail for minor weed charges. She was very strict on black people. And guess what? She actually played a part in this young guy named Jamal True Love. He did like 6 years in prison. He was facing life. And she played a part in him, pretty much going to jail because she prosecuted him knowing, listen, that he was innocent. He said, watch this clip.
When you saw her on the day that the verdict was handed down, did you take that as a bad sign? It felt to me that she was well aware about my case, and she was there to set her presence, almost take pride in getting a conviction. When you win the $13.1 million, it's a massive settlement. Did you feel like that was enough? There's not an amount that could get back those 7 years. 6.5 years that I spent in prison. But instead of me coming home feeling like I was a victim, I wanted to prove that I'm a survivor, and I will not let my story go unheard. I'm not necessarily saying I'm looking for an apology, but some acknowledgement from her that she could have messed up.
In my honest opinion, black women is going to mobilize Kamala Harris against black men in this upcoming election. If she's elected, I believe that they're going to weaponize and mobilize Kamala Harris. I can be wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but by the looks of it, she don't really have nothing tangible on the table for black people. So you gotta just use your brain. Okay, why do they want to vote for her anyway? I know they keep saying, oh, it's because she's a woman, the first woman president, just vote. Nah, I'm not on that train. Now, here's the reason why I believe that, they're going to, these black women is going to mobilize and, get Kamala Harris to do crazy things to black people, like, probably bring back those 3 strike laws and all this stuff. Here's my reason why. There is no policies on the table to help black men or the black community as a whole. Let alone black men. There's no reparation talk. There's no prison reform talk. In fact, I don't even know, any policies that, that Kamala Harris is pushing forward. The only thing I'm noticing Kamala Harris is doing is pandering to the black community for votes. She doing the whole hot sauce thing. She said, "Oh, she cooked greens in a tub." And now, guess what I saw the other day? She held her first rally in Atlanta, and they got to cutting up. They had Quavo up there speaking. And also, what really surprised me, that blew me away, that just like, oh my goodness. They had Meg Thee Stallion up there performing, but she wasn't only performing. Sister Girl was up there twerking on stage at a political event. Yeah, at a political event, they had Sister Girl up there twerking. You know what I mean? Yeah, the typical niggatry that the Democrat parties is always perpetuating because they don't see us as nothing else but y'all know what. Y'all remember when Malcolm X said these liberals always mobilize and prop up these celebrities and athletes for votes, in the black community because they know black folk are just gullible. Y'all remember when Malcolm X said that? And, and how the Democrats always use these celebrities as puppets. Yeah, that's what we're seeing all over again. Well, the Democrats are still up to the same old tricks. It's 2024 and you black people are still gullible, falling for the same tricks Malcolm X said that they was doing back in the 50s, 60s, and the 70s. Y'all still going for the okie doke. But I don't think this is about Kamala Harris. Although a lot of women are saying they are voting for her because she's a woman again. The same thing they did when Obama was running for office. They only voted for him because he was the so-called first black president. It's the same old thing. But like I said, I don't believe this is so much about Kamala Harris because she's a woman. I don't believe that. It's mainly because these women want their revenge on men. And Kamala Harris have a history of doing the most egregious things to men. And I'm sticking to that. I am sticking to that. Listen, there is really no other reason outside of one, her being a woman. And I know I keep beating on this dead horse and women wanting to get back at men. Because, she do not have a history of doing anything for black people. And I know they're going to start coming out the world work saying, oh, well, she got this policy and she did that policy and she put, man, listen, just because somebody put some policies in a bill, that doesn't mean that the bill is going to get pushed forth. And then she talk about how she's going to do certain things when she get into office. Sister, ma'am, Madam Sister, Madam Vice President, you're in office now. You're the Vice President. How come you're not moving and shaking things already? Like, why somebody got to elect you to president status when you're already the vice president, sister ma'am, sister girl, madam vice president? Like, come on, somebody help me understand this. But anyway, man, let me know what y'all think about this. Hop down in them comments, man, and let me know how y'all feel, man. Do something for the podcast. Go to our merch store, gasmerch.com. If you need the link, it's down in the description area. You just click on the link, see what we got. Y'all see this Gutta And Saved t-shirt. We got it in all different type of colors. This is the hot seller right now. People are particularly buying the purple one and the blue one. They like that. I like the red one. But anyway, man, I'll holler at y'all on the next one. Peace.
Considered the greatest spittin'. I tell them I'm Christ-like, they envision modern Christian. Tell them I'm nothing like, check conditions of how I'm living. I preach Christ, we ain't fake delivering. Listen, candy man, soon as they. It's not about how much Bible chapter and verse you know. It's about how much Bible you willing to obey.